It might seem shocking that as few as 2 years ago, there was actually a time limit on reporting sexual assault. Though victims might have a lifetime of pain, the clock for reporting rape was ticking, and time at that time could expire. Thanks to a Woodbury woman, that has changed. Her trauma turned to triumph as Connecticut lawmakers signed a law in 2007 eliminating the statute of limitations. In September 1993, a masked man entered Donna Palumbo's home and attacked her. It took police 11 years to arrest Waterbury businessman John Regan, and by that time, because the time under the law had run out, Regan escaped all but one criminal charge. The only felony to stick was kidnapping. Palumbo refused to be Jane Doe, lobbying to make sure rapists are not spared by the passage of time. DNA later linked Regan, a close family friend, to sexually assaulting her.
He was never even a suspect, never even entered our minds. He was a good friend of my husband's. He had been to our home with his wife and his children.
Here to talk about the continuing quest to promote awareness and change the treatment of victims is Donna Palumbo, founder of Jane Doe No More, and Representative Sean Williams, who helped pass the legislation ending the statute of limitations. Thank you both for coming here. And Donna, I understand that part of the problem in your case was that you had trouble having people believe your story. And I know that you are continuously on the speaking circuit now. How much, to what degree is there still a culture of disbelief, do you think?
Unfortunately, Lori, there is quite a bit of disbelief, and it's important to get the word out there so that we can improve the way society responds to victims of sexual assault, because the treatment they receive right after the crime is absolutely critical to their recovery.
Why do you think that that persists?
I think because there's still, somehow there is still a belief that the victim may have done something wrong or put herself or himself in that position. And it's just so wrong. Dr. Lee had told me many years ago that the most important thing is for law enforcement, first responders, to keep an open mind. Right. Because victims can react in a multitude of ways. When you're in a state of shock, some will scream, some will be calm, you just don't know.
Representative Williams, if you will, tell us about the law that passed 2 years ago. What is?
Well, I think we rightfully recognize in the legislature, based on Donna's story and the work that she did, that there should not be, in this day and age, in 2007 at the time, that there should not be a statute of limitations on these types of crimes. That certainly, it was deplorable that under a very arcane and archaic law that we had at the time, that somebody could actually have been caught, a perpetrator could have been caught and not actually been tried or convicted on that. We know for a fact that this individual committed this horrific crime. So I think it was a long time in the making, and sometimes it takes a catalyst, you know, like Donna and like her situation, as horrific as it was, to bring about some type of good change. And it certainly was something that we were all very proud of that we did. Again, you know, laws are not easy to pass, and sometimes take many, many years, even for the most common sense law. I think we were able to do this at least, you know, quickly enough in that legislative session, and enjoyed bipartisan support, and thankfully the governor signed it.
I was going to say, was there much opposition, or was it technical things that kept it up?
I think during the process there are always technicalities and things that you don't want to overlook. Sometimes we rush to judgment and say, well, we got to pass a law to resolve a certain situation, not realizing that we may cause a different problem by passing a law. So it was thoroughly vetted, went through a lengthy public hearing process, which Donna participated in, and you know, we were all very proud to pass it. You know, we didn't want to rush to it, we wanted to do it right, and I think we did.
How is Connecticut? Is Connecticut progressive in terms of laws, or are there things that Representative Williams and the state lawmakers can help you do now? Are you lobbying them to help you with further laws?
Well, certainly, we're a national organization, Jane Doe No More. It's a 501c3, and so there's still 14 states in the country that have a statute of limitations on sexual assault cases involving DNA. And I just think it's so important that our laws keep up with the science that's available, the technology that's available today that wasn't available when our laws were written. So there's still more to do, and truly, DNA is irrefutable evidence. So I personally don't think there's a reason why we shouldn't go back and make it retroactive. And if we did, the assailant in my case would be able to be arrested for the crime, and he would be held accountable and in jail for a lot longer.
So you mentioned that you're a national organization. So tell me the kinds of things that you do nationally. I mean, who do you address, and how do you try to change things?
Well, we have a couple of different audiences. Certainly we have a campus outreach program where we're out speaking to the young people, because this crime largely affects most victims are under the age of 25. and college campuses are where most rapes occur. So we've definitely gone out on the speaking circuit just talking to students and teachers, and it's amazing when you give them an opportunity, the questions that are asked, and boys participating, girls, it's just such an important lesson. And then we're embarking on enhanced education for law enforcement, which we have police officers involved, prosecutors, legal people, medical professionals, strategic and creative people, multimedia people. So we're really creating something that's going to be very unique and available to law enforcement across the country.
We had been talking a little bit before we came on here about some of the more high-profile cases that are out right now, particularly the Roman Polanski case.
Yes.
And what your reaction is to some people's thinking that it's not, quote-unquote, a big deal.
It is a big deal. It's a life-changing occurrence, and it wreaks havoc on your mind and your body, and there's not just one primary victim, there's the spouse and the family around it. And to say that a child who's 13 years old and had been drugged and attacked, that it wasn't rape, it just diminishes what this is all about.
I mean, I guess, and that's the culture that you're trying to fight against,
Absolutely.
right?
Our goal is to improve the way society responds to victims of sexual assault.
So do you rely heavily on your nonprofit group, but do you rely on the support of state funding? And
we're so new. We just started in 2007, so we are applying for grants, and hopefully the state and federal government will come through for us, because it's such an important and vital mission, and that's been reinforced everywhere we go.
Excellent. Thank you, both of you, for coming and talking about your important work on this continuing challenge. Donna Palumbo, founder of Jane Doe No More, and Representative Sean Williams. Ahead, how you can save without sacrifice, energy efficiency made easy.